races, Pleiadian star seeds are old, highly evolved souls who have come to Earth to help transition humanity from third dimension to five dimension, also called the New Earth. There are many types of star seeds on Earth, including the Sirians, Arcturians, Lyrians, and Andromedans. It should be noted that Pleiadians are multidimensional beings existing in several dimensions, including third dimension all the way to ninth dimension. I'm your host, Jason Medlock. Tonight we will speak with Jonah Rogers, who has had a revelation that he is indeed a Pleiadian starseed. Enjoy. Jonah Rogers, a local businessman who was born in Galveston, Texas, and raised in the Sagemont area of Houston, Texas, where Jonah went to Dobie High School, where he excelled in sports. A journeyman who at one time had 11 businesses. After experiencing hardships, poker, and trial and error, Jonah went from millionaire to homeless. Jonah always knew he was born different, and the last 2 years proved it. Jonah started having visions and dreams about the future out of nowhere. Healing from a broken arm, Jonah started to experience communications with dimensional beings he had no knowledge of. After this experience, Jonah's spiritual awakening began in 2020 of January. Since then, Jonah has found out he is a starseed from the Pleiadian Star Cluster. People are waking up, and we all have to play a part. What we will learn in this episode could be the biggest cover-up in the world history. We are broken pieces of a puzzle around the world. Now we'll bring on my guest, Jonah Rogers. Good afternoon, Jonah. How are you today, man?
My man, I'm doing excellent. I gotta say, though, I used to call myself Clear Lake Drake because I'm corny. I'm biracial.
Right.
I'm light-skinned from the side, Clear Lake Drake. But I retired that name because my staff used to call me Clear Lake Fake. And my middle name's Dwayne, so I'm now the Pebble, the Rock's little brother.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. And you know what? Sometimes people mistake a sense of humor for, someone who, you have to be always serious and this spiritual thing is serious. But sometimes it's okay to have a sense of humor. And I'm not going to call you Clear Lake Drake, but
no,
I like that, though. I like how it's going. But Jonah, first off, brother, you've been blowing up. Not because you're light skinned, but no, you've been blowing up because of the revelation you've had. I was looking at some of the numbers, and you and I had a chance to meet over the weekend. We shared a meal together. We got a chance to get to know each other, and I was amazed at your story. But one of the things I want to look at, you went from 53,000 followers. I'm sorry, you went from 53 followers. You went from 53 followers to 40,000 followers in 3 weeks. What was the message, and how'd that happen?
Well, I started on this journey a couple of years ago. I started having dreams and visions, and I knew I had a message to get out. There's a reason my name is Jonah. There's a reason for everything. There's no coincidences. And 3 weeks ago, to be honest, I got picked on this pool for Survivor, okay? And I went out and shot a video because it was raining outside, and I knew that I incarnated. Like, I'm not going to hide it anymore. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with talking about it. And I put out a video because I knew a spiritual awakening is it's layered. But yeah, 53 followers to almost 40,000 followers, 1.4 million views, and it's multiple videos. It's not one video like just blew up. It's multiple videos because I have a message. I'm the messenger.
Oh, wow. And I saw a few of your videos, which really piqued my interest. And you just came out and you said it. I'm a Pleiadian star seed, and a lot of people may find that scary. But like I said in my intro, Pleiadians are among us. Arcturians are among us. Syrians are among us.
That's right.
And for the audience out there who is saying, well, who are they? These are multidimensional beings that have a presence here on Earth. And it is a part of our spirituality. You have to really dig deep into your research to understand this. So, but after we were talking while having a bite to eat, and in January of 2022, after your spiritual awakening, you mentioned, to me that there was a 3-day period where you were just trying to sort things out. Can you walk us through that moment?
So let me dial it back. Mm-hmm. I have been through multiple karmic cycles in life, mm-hmm. and it's like I keep running through the same cycle. And every time I got high up, I got knocked down. Every time I got high up, I got humbled. This time, I got in the best shape of my life, went on an epic vacation, and I broke my arm. After 12 surgeries, I still can't use my arm. That's when I started having visions. I was laid up. Life told me, stop. You're moving too fast. You need to slow down. And so in the summer, it was really like after the summer, I started having dreams and visions. Again, about the future, about who I was. And I was like, okay, no. I even had a dream about my future family that I just found out from Ancestry on another note. I started having all these dreams, and then January comes, and the night before I ended up at the Department of Homeland Security, I got orders for a mission, what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to accomplish, and what's about to happen. I had dreams of the pandemic before it happened. I had dreams of companies going bankrupt. There was 50 CEOs in January last year that resigned. This was a planned event. So yes, January happened, and it was the most eye-opening, awakening experience I've ever had in my life.
When you talk about the conversations and the communications you were receiving, can you give us a little detail on who and what was said in these conversations, and was it a channeled message, or can you shed a little bit more light on that?
I got communicated with interdimensional beings, mm-hmm. that basically they told me the mission. I had dreams and visions about everything that was going to occur. I looking back, I realized why I was chosen. Right. I'm going to say this right now, and I have never said this out loud and publicly, but I'm an ascended master, Pleiadian Star Seed. What an ascended master is somebody who's already come to Earth that chose to come back to incarnate to help humanity. My name is Jonah, like Jonah and the whale, and I'm literally here. I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual. I'm for everybody, and that's why I incarnated back here. I got visited by these beings that told me what my assignment was, and that was to wake up the 144,000.
You mentioned incarnation, and obviously, we all incarnate here on this earth, and
that's right.
We are all kind of different dimensional beings, but we're all spirits. We know that the Pleiadian seeds incarnate on this earth to bring peace, to bring healing. We'll look at a video later in the session that particularly speaks to that. But you and I were talking a little bit, and you kept saying, "Hey, Jason, 11:11. Make sure that you ask for your blessings on 11:11." And you were talking about something on 11:11, and it caught me, and it struck me that, and I had a session last week, and during my session, I had a challenge session. During my session, the lady who was teaching me some different techniques on meditation, she told me that to wish for something that I really held close and dear to me on 11:11. And you and I just had a moment. Can you talk about 11:11 and what that means to you, and share with the audience, kind of how these numbers and how these sequences work?
So how the numbers and sequences work. Now, this is a high level of thinking, but We're literally living, everything is a numerical code. The number 1111 represents that we're all connected, that we're all here to serve a purpose, and that we're here to help each other. We're here to remember why we're here, and we're here to manifest good, positive thoughts. That's what 1111 represents. If you're seeing 1111, if you're seeing repeating number patterns, I say this often, if your ears are ringing, if you're getting headaches, if people are popping up from your past, if you're seeing repeating numbers constantly, that's the signs of your spiritual awakening. And it's a high level concept that which we can talk about reincarnation, but here's the truth, Jason.
Yes.
Life has already been lived. Okay. We're remembering. If X's are popping up, if you're getting headaches, if you're getting body aches, if your heart's palpitating, if you're getting depression, these are signs of ascension. You're upgrading. Okay. So I say that to say that you're literally communicating with yourself. If you're an empath and you feel like there's times where you're not supposed to date that person, you're not supposed to loan that money. Energetically, you feel it, but you do it anyway because you go against yourself. That's you communicating with you, and that's a high level concept that people don't understand. You are literally the writer of your own show. Yes. We're on the Truman Show. This is basically what this is. We're on a reality show where you're the star of your own show. That's what this is. And those codes, if you Google them or download angel number apps, you're literally, if you're seeing 111, you did good in life. That's what I'm going to tell you. If you're seeing 1111, you did good in life. If you see any repeating numbers constantly, especially like multiple times in a day, if you fill up your camera rolls, you have been selected.
It's interesting because, we've had people on the show in recent past, and I know personal people who see numbers. They see the same set of numbers all the time. And one may ask, what does that mean? What does that mean? And they have meaning. And, I'm not going to sit here and say, I know exactly what they are, but people should take note of what you just said and start to analyze these numbers because, we're in the age of Aquarius right now. And
that's right.
That's something that's of Pleiadian nature. I mean, knowing what age you're in and understanding when it's your time to manifest. And then I said it, age of Aquarius. That means it's your time to manifest. It's your time to get into deep meditation and actually find out who you are and find out what your purpose is at that particular moment. I mean, do you agree, Jonah?
I 100% agree. If you're seeing repeating numbers, but especially if you're seeing 222, you are going to have an amazing 2022. If you're seeing 111, guys, we're going to get into that, but we're involved in something huge that's going on. And I want to tell you, those repeating numbers are a good sign. It means you did good in life. Life is basically a repetitive cycle. Okay. If you do good, treat it like a video game. If you do good, you don't have to come back and repeat Earth. The next level, like New Earth, is unbelievable. I've tapped into the source. We can talk about that later. But if you're seeing those repeating numbers, that's a good thing, and you're on your way. You're literally here to assist all of humanity, and you did good in life. You don't have to repeat the cycle, but it's time to change the world.
Well, sometimes when you come out in such a bold way, there are always the people out there that want to, maybe scare you. Recently you came out and you just flat out said, listen, I'm an alien. Okay. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean that you're not human, but it just means that you understand that I incarnated on Earth with a purpose. I am a galactic Pleiadian star seed, which means I was placed here. There are several thousand star seeds, and you can Google, you can YouTube it, and Jonah's not the only one. But quite frankly, when you came out and you said that, hey, I'm an alien, I'm a Pleiadian star seed, you received death threats, and that's unfortunate. But can you talk about that?
So let me dial it back. I had all of these dreams and visions. I ended up at the federal building. Okay. When I was at the federal building, I was guided to go to the federal building. Okay. I was told my mission and orders the night before. Okay. I went there and they took me in a room and showed me 40 names of people that I knew. And I say on a TikTok, I even said it, Albanian names, Agim, Mergim, Salmon, Rhonda, like all of these names that have people that have passed through my life, and they were showing me who I was. And here's the really wild concept. Well, I'll get back to that. But after I left the federal building, I received death threats. The Department of Homeland Security never gave me my phone back. They came to my daughter's softball game twice, and they literally sat next to me and threatened to kill my life. They followed everybody I went around. And then, I mean, when you want to talk about a miserable experience, like, and I say alien, I'm going to stop using that word. We're extraterrestrials. All of us have 10 strains of DNA that aren't on planet Earth. We're not, like, we're part of the biggest cover up in history, and we can get to that later. But I got death threats, and a lot of people have gotten death threats. We've been tracked our whole lives. We've been harassed. They know since the time of birth, they know our social security number. There's a numerical code that they always know who we are. They always know who we are. So
can obviously you were getting the death threats. Why do you think you were getting death threats? Why do you think they targeted you?
It wasn't just me. Everybody's been harassed. They mess with our banking. It's a fear construct. The thing is, we're energetic beings. There are only 144,000 people like me that incarnated on Earth. They realize they need us. They harvest us. They broke us up around Earth, and I can share this data. I have thousands of people that have reached out to me with phone calls and videos around the world. Doctors, lawyers, entertainers. We're all the same, a part of a collective being. This is all a fear construct. They tried to scare me because they try to scare all of us. I'm coming out now because I knew I had to do this. This was a part of my assignment, a part of my mission. I'm coming out now because I'm giving the 144 the green light. Guys, I came out as an alien 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago. Not one friend or family member reached out because our society's broken, because we know there's something going on. Like, even if you're super religious or super spiritual, we know there's something going on. And so the death threats, in the beginning, I was like, oh, wow, this is weird. I'm getting death threats. I'm not scared of anybody. If anything happens to me or I die, because again, they literally sat next to me and said, I'll effing kill you. If anything happens to me, the mission goes on. Literally, there are famous starseeds walking among us. I can name them. I know them. So, like I said, and let me talk about what a starseed is, or a light worker. Let me. Can I interject on that?
Sure, absolutely.
So, the Earth is a living organism.
Yes.
Okay. And so it incarnates like us. It goes through cycles, right? That's why all these things happen. It's growth.
Absolutely.
Ascension is essentially upgrading. When you get body aches and you get your ears ringing and headaches and depression and anxiety, all of these things are when you lift weights and you break your muscles down and they get stronger, that's what's happening to you. A lot of people are eating better. A lot of people are drinking less. A lot of people they're watching less TV, watching less news. They're doing better in life. They don't know why. That's because they're being upgraded. We are constantly being upgraded and downloaded with information. That's what this is about. And so, knowing that, you accept it. If you feel like you're getting headaches a lot, every day feels like deja vu. There's a reason for that. It's not a coincidence. You're waking up. What we're a part of is the greatest awakening in civilization history. We keep reincarnating. Starseeds were placed here because we're high vibrational beings. If you look on the caves around the Earth, different parts of the world before we even knew boats existed, they had people of men on fire, starseeds. We are high vibrational beings that incarnate to teach people how to love and how to help humanity. We're here to learn how to love and heal, and we're empaths. We cry a lot. We're highly emotional. We laugh a lot. We're goofy. I still make little baby voices. I'm goofy as hell. I wear wigs. We literally we're high vibrational beings sent here to help raise humanity's vibration. And so, famous starseeds in history, I'll just say really quick. You can Google this. Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci,
yep,
and Nostradamus. People that were placed here that were different. And I want to say this really quick. If anybody listening, if you didn't fit in, if you were an empath, if you got along with everybody and loved everybody, but you never really had a tribe. If you had bad things happen to you in your life, whether physical or emotional, especially the emotional, you're probably a starseed or a light worker. And if you're happy being alone now, single for the first time in your life, you're definitely one of me, because I've never been here. So,
Jonah, when you talk about high vibration, and you talk about being sent here to raise the vibration, and that is absolutely correct. Thinking about what Dolores Cannon said. Dolores Cannon was a world-renowned regression therapist. And some of the things you're saying, I can validate through some of the teachings of Mrs. Cannon. But she talked about the third wave, meaning the third wave of incarnated beings. And they were sent here, these beings, to help elevate, to help raise the vibration of this earth. Talk to us about that. And, and obviously I know you love Dolores Cannon as well. And we all use her as a basis for our teaching. Does that resonate with you at all?
So let me just say this. I love Dolores Cannon. I call her spiritual Betty White. She's
awesome.
Unbelievably.
She's awesome.
Yes, she's awesome. There were 3 waves of incarnation. We started incarnating on Earth because mankind, we live in the Matrix. This is the truth. Literally, every single time that let me stop. There's pyramids on the bottom of the ocean. They found pyramids in Alaska. There's pyramids on the moon, on Mars. Like, we've had multiple civilizations, but the problem is mankind is greedy. Mankind finds a way to destroy each other. If higher beings hadn't ascended to help, hadn't incarnated to help Earth, we would be out of here. Like that's how bad it is. And so the third wave, I thought I was a second wave originally, but the third wave of incarnations. So after the atomic bomb dropped in 1947, it was decided that we couldn't be trusted. We were about to blow up the earth, which could have disastrous results. So they had 3 waves of incarnations. The first wave came after 1947. And these guys, they were the first wave. They were confused. They were like, oh, it's my first time here on Earth. What's wrong with people? Because we're always loving beings. We volunteered to come here. We volunteered. That's the crazy part about this.
Yes.
The second, and the first wave was suicidal. A lot of people say Robin Williams, Prince, Michael Jackson. Just because and by the way, the only way a starseed can tap out of this earth is when their contract is up or they commit suicide. Okay, that's the only way. They scare us. They harass us. That's it. So the third wave of incarnations, we're basically the gifted kids in the class. We got the hardest problems. We got the bad stuff happen to us in our childhood. And I had an extremely tough childhood that affected every relationship that I had in my life, but we got through it. Okay. The third wave are the talented kids in the class. They were given a tough problem. They were literally sent here because humanity's broken. There's so much negativity in the world. There's so much violence. We've had enough. We came here to fix humanity, to show them how to love and be in harmony. Like, I'm a third wave volunteer, and I came here to do my duty and fulfill my mission. So that's it. And Dolores Cannon speaks the absolute gospel, because she even says, like, I've been to New Earth, man, and a lot's a hard concept for a lot of people to understand. And I've connected to Source, and it is the most beautiful, wonderful experience. Guys, when you die, you don't die. That's the good news. You do good. You do.
No, I just wanted to say, Dolores Cannon, if you want to follow those type of teachings, what Jonah's talking about is in the convoluted universe, and there's 5 or 6 books: book 1, book 2, book 3. And I believe it's book 4, The Convoluted Universe with Dolores Cannon. Jonah, I want to show you something here, and I want to get your take on it. Okay?
Sure.
Back to Pleiadians and how you may be presenting with these traits if you do resonate with that Pleiadian soul group. Pleiadians are really fantastic change agents. They come to this realm to create change. They're often very passionate, very verbal as well, and they tend to be excellent communicators. So they're often found in the realms of public speaking or, content creation or communication, or motivational speaking is like a big thing for Pleiadians. So they tend to gravitate to kind of those areas where their voice will be heard and where they can create change through their voice. Obviously, that's what I'm doing here. So I fit that category quite well. They're also very good visionaries and teachers. So they often have a really great big picture sort of vision that they want to create. And then they want to teach that. So they want to learn how to do that in this physical realm and then share that with others. If they had a motto for Pleiadians, it would be just do it. It's like Nike, just do it. Pleiadians are all about action, and they like to try new things. They are, always striving for that next achievement, especially as it relates to the big picture. So they really like to see things come to fruition by taking action. Now, that being said, they do struggle with follow through. So Pleiadians can find it very difficult to maintain consistent action. They tend to be very spontaneous. They get bored easily as well. They like to try lots of new things. So they can kind of seem like they're all over the place or they're a bit flaky. That's completely normal and it's okay. Not all Pleiadians are going to present like that, but I know, speaking from my own experience, I definitely struggle with that. Consistency is not my strong suit, but I'm aware of it and I'm consciously working at it. So
okay, so let's unpack that for a moment. Do you see yourself in any of the characteristics that young lady just spoke about? And obviously she's a Pleiadian starseed as well. Does that resonate with you?
It literally describes my life. I'm a high vibrational being. You have to understand, a starseed that's fully awakened, that is healed like myself, I vibrated 70 million times to that of a normal person, right? It's just, we're all energy. And if you can't subscribe to that, it's okay. But not you, but in general, we're all energy. That is me. I'm a highly emotional being. I'm passionate. I want to change the world. I give my soul to people. I have been an energy gas station my entire life. People literally come into my life and pickpocket me. Like I use this analogy, like the mall, the food court at the mall. You have these toothpicks with the little meat, right? And people come and they take energy from you. But that describes me to the T. I love everybody. A lot of bad things happened to me in my life, and a lot of people treated me bad. It's not to say I didn't do bad too, but it's to say that I still loved. You can't make me not love anybody. I love everybody, even the person that did me the dirtiest. I love everybody. So that's what a starseed is.
So let's unpack vibrating at 70 million times to the normal person, and let's make sure the audience understands what vibration means. And we can give an example. When you have a oscillating fan in the box, the fan that swirls. And you turn that fan on you and you look at the blades, and the blades are spinning. Well, if you put it on medium, the blades spin a little bit faster and you still can see the blades, but they're spinning really, really fast. When you put it on the high set, the blades even spin faster. You can still see the blade, but it's barely because it's spinning so fast. What if that blade was spinning at 70 million times the highest setting? You would not be able to see the blade spin at all. And that's what Jonah means by vibrating at that level. Jonah, we talked about this at your shop, and we know that when you vibrate at that rate, you're able to manifest in real time. Talk about that.
It's the craziest. Like, okay, let's dial it back. The first introduction I ever had to manifesting or law of attraction or energy was The Secret. The Secret was a documentary and a book series that came out in 2006. Yeah. And a lot of us awoke at that time because I was like, damn, when I think about somebody, they call me. When I think about that, and so you start, and then a lot of us got lazy with it. But here's the thing. when you fully heal, and but actually let me pause for 1 second, because let me talk about what a spiritual awakening is, my version. A spiritual awakening, because you have to be a healed soul to vibrate at 70 million, because I got some good news for a lot of people that are interested. My version of a spiritual awakening is going back to baby Jonah that had childhood trauma that literally never healed, and you heal that little baby boy.
Yes.
And then I'm 41 years old, and then you heal that person, and then you forgive everybody that ever wronged you. You forgive yourself, and then you ask for forgiveness. It doesn't have to be in person.
Yes.
That is a spiritual awakening. It is ascending to your highest levels. It's becoming the best version of you. All those narcissists and gaslighters that you ended up becoming, you have to tear those walls down, and that's a spiritual awakening, and you can vibrate at an all-time high level because you love yourself. So we all know we're energy. When you heal, you vibrate so high that you can manifest things like it's literally why we're here. We're energy, okay? So knowing that is now knowing that we just found out the 144,000 is just a reference number, because a lot of people talk about the Bible and Jehovah's Witness. I'm not religious, okay? I love everybody. But we now have the ability to teach people that aren't starseeds to become on our level. We can vibrate as high as them if they want to. And that's the thing, is that I literally, they broke us up all around the earth. I'm the most high vibrational being I know. I'm a lot for a lot of people. I talk a lot. I'm an empath, but I love everybody. Anybody that comes to my store knows, hey man, Jonah's extra. Jonah wears wigs. Jonah does a lot.
Let's do a quick reset. You're listening to I'm Woke. I'm your host, Jason Medlock, and we have the fabulous Jonah Rogers. Jonah recently came out and he, on his TikTok page, he professed that he was a Pleiadian star seed, which grew Jonah's following from 53 to over 40,000 people. Jonah, a lot of people resonated with what you said, but we were just talking about high vibratory traits. And we were talking about the law of attraction, which if you haven't seen The Secret, you have to go see The Secret, because The Secret is the essence on how to manifest. But people struggle, Jonah, with really understanding the vibration that you need when you're watching something like The Secret, and then you're trying to move that to the technique of how to manifest. It's simple. It's simple. Manifestation. Yeah, absolutely. But we have to be very, very clear with the audience. Manifestation is maybe repeating a certain ascension line, maybe repeating a certain phrase over and over and over. Also is pictures, is things that you want for yourself. My sister introduced me to a vision board, and they also show you how to do the vision board in The Secret. But my sister's introduced me. She has a vision board party every year. And we were speaking on the phone the other night, and I had a revelation. I looked at my vision board from 3 years ago, and I had pictures of love. I had pictures of manifestation. I had pictures of being healthy. But one of the things 3 years ago, I had put on my vision board, and the two words I put on my vision board was, I'm woke. 3 years ago. And the board, I looked at it every single day. I envisioned myself following through on each and every visual item. And one of those items was I'm woke, Jonah. And can you believe it? Now, 4 years later, we're doing a show called I'm Woke, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, have you had a certain thing that you tried to manifest, Jonah, that actually came true? You're like, man, how did this happen?
Let me dial it back, because I want to say something really, like, and we can talk about conspiracy. It's not even a conspiracy. It's truth. Sure. The things that we thought were mental health issues, for example, depression, okay, ADHD, all of these things that they suppressed with medications in our childhood were actually gifts. I'm a psychic. I can't predict the score of the Rockets game, but energetically speaking,
Yes.
if a bad person's on the freeway, I can feel their energy.
Yes.
We literally, that's our psychic abilities. They're very talented people in the community. And so, knowing that is knowing that there are people that, like, imagine because I know what I know to be fact, there's 144,000 people that back me and a whole lot of people but they're basically super users in this program that are basically manipulating energy as well. If you know how to manipulate energy and you're a good person, there's also somebody that's a bad person that can manifest things too, right?
Absolutely.
So think about it this way. Last year during the pandemic, $2.3 trillion of the wealth went up to the top 1%.
Yes.
Why did we go down? Why is there poverty? There's super users in this program. I'm not going to talk about Elon Musk, or I'm not going to talk about or Jeff Bezos. I'm not, this isn't a bash anybody, but the bigger picture is there's super users in this program that are manipulating energy and taking advantage of us. There's enough money and wealth on this earth for everybody. There's enough food on this earth for everybody, but you have people that are taking advantage of the system, and we've had enough. I've had enough. I'm done.
And Jonah, I don't want to mistake people thinking that you're going down some rabbit hole, or you're moving too fast, because anyone that has a revelation deserves to be heard. And your energy is a little different, but the energetic style of the Pleiadian and the star seeds, it has you vibrating at a certain level. And I want people to listen to you very, very closely as you kind of unveil nuggets here and there. I mean, you may not agree with everything, but there are some very good nuggets on what you're talking about. But I have a question for you, Jonah. How do you know? Sure. Tell me, how do you know that there are 144,000 star seeds here on the planet Earth?
Here's the thing this is the thing. Science does not explain everything. Religion does not explain everything, but the answer is always there. In the Bible, it says there's 144,000 people chosen to help basically lead humanity into the next wave, right? A lot of people think it's Jehovah's Witness. No, it's not that. It's all the answers are there. But the real truth is that 144 number. And by the way, if you're seeing the repetitive number pattern, 144, you're probably one of us. If you see just 144, but we have the ability. There's 144 layers to basically get yourself to the level of where we're at. If you heal yourself, if you go through that childhood trauma and you completely heal, and you're a fully awakened soul that wants to incarnate and help every being on earth, you can be one of us. This is not an exclusive club. No, we weren't born the same, but you have the ability to vibrate so high. I have a TikTok that says, vibrate so high. I vibrated so high that I've eliminated the negative of my life. I call normal people normies now, because there's people that literally will call you that only say negative things. That we live in a negative world, and for us that are awakened, we don't allow it anymore, and we literally have cut off the world, and we're happy now.
It's interesting because there are a number of scholars, there are a number of authors, professors, and people who have worked with the government that study the star seeds, Octurians. We talked about that earlier. Pleiadians. We talked about that earlier. The Andromedans. We talked about that earlier. So, well, Jason, how do you know all this? Because our government has already identified these species. You know why? Because they're living here underground. They're already amongst us. They're working with our government. But Jonah, William Tompkins, one of the most respected men to work for the U.S. military. Mr. Tompkins wrote a book called I forget the name of this book. It was Selected by Extraterrestrials. Selected by Extraterrestrials. And William Tompkins talks about being in a government think tank where he was actually making model battleships for the United States Navy. And then one day they came into this huge, very, very super powerful think tank and said, hey, we want you to start designing this spaceship. And Mr. Tompkins said, oh, wow. But what came next was that they brought a young lady in who was a Nordigan. And that's another word for Pleiadian. So the government brought a Pleiadian hybrid inside of the think tank with William Tompkins. And he writes about this in his book, Selected by Extraterrestrials, to help him come up with a design for a space, UFO type craft. So when you talk about these things, I want people to know it's just not you on the show talking about things and, well, what is he talking about? This stuff has been written about. It is out there, people. So I want you to, and I encourage you to go and do your research as we continue our conversation. But hey, Jonah, what is a Pleiadian? What we talked about.
It's a star cluster. And here's the funny thing.
Yes.
For those who have subscribed to angel numbers, the Pleiadian Star Cluster is 444.2 light years away.
Yes.
It's a collection of a star cluster. Literally, we're all a collection of beings. And here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Bob Lazar, for those of you who don't know, look up Bob Lazar and the things that happened to him. He was a plant. He got a job out of nowhere. They gave him a job out of nowhere. They showed him. There's no little green men, by the way. There's no little green men. We're the little green men. We're all a collection of DNA and of multiple beings. And so Pleiadians, it's not even, I don't debate anymore. I don't care whatever anybody thinks of anymore, because I know what to be true. There's a lot of Pleiadians and Arcturians. Guys, they're everywhere. They're literally walking amongst us. And,
and it doesn't mean we're going to be invaded or anything like that. It just means that we're humans, but then we have a difference. There's a difference, and people sort of realize this within.
Right. Here's the thing. Aliens are not bad. Literally, there's one group of people that gaslights people, that rigs elections, that aren't born with the abilities of certain people, that literally rig the game. Like alien. I don't even like to say alien. We're all extraterrestrials. We all incarnated here. The difference is the people that choose to be negative have to stay on Earth and repeat Earth. If you want to be a negative Nancy, stay here. If you want to go to the greatest place ever, you ascend. We're the most loving group ever and the most accepting group ever. We don't care what restroom you use. We don't care what color you are. If you're good energy, that's how we change the Earth. The Earth is going through an incarnation right now. One of the strongest dreams and visions I had is that we're going to have 200,000 people on Mars in 5 years. We're going to have 200,000 people in Mars. We see all these people going to space right now. We see UFOs that are traveling at 13,000 miles an hour, something we can't even do. Something they say is 1,000 years away. They go side to side, left to right, up and down in the ocean. We never see little green men. Pyramids on Mars, pyramids all around the world that are, by the way, so precisely constructed. We don't even know how they did it with the indigenous. What did they do? Right? Guys, there's people living in the ocean.
Yes.
There's
we
Antarctica.
know that. Yes.
There's portals around the Earth. Literally, why is Russia? We're supposed to be enemies with Russia. Why are there so many people living in Antarctica? There's a portal in Antarctica. Like, literally, these aren't conspiracies. It's fact. We've been lied to by every single government in this nation. I've gotten calls from New Zealand, from Austria, from Hawaii, any country you can think of saying, is it time? Is it time? Because this is the greatest awakening of all time. We have to get through it. There's a lot of people.
Let's take a moment to look at some of the comments. And,
Sure.
Benton 230 says, I am a Lyrian starseed. And you have people that have come out and just tell you, hey, this is who I am. Although I'm here in a human avatar, I know my roots, because some people have the ability of remembrance. You have Jose says, I'm originally an Andromedan. I've also been an Orion and an Arcturian. Now, Arcturian people, I can attest to the Arcturians, because in my galactic healing training, I'm a certified galactic healer.
Right.
I use Arcturian patterns to heal. I know several Reiki masters and I know Reiki practitioners, and they use different patterns. And Reiki energy is energy that's created from within. Galactic healing energy is energies that's created through dimensional beings. So they're both healing modalities. But when he says I'm an Arcturian, I can resonate with that and feel comfortable talking about it because I've studied that topic. But Jonah, we know that the star clusters are out there. We know that there's an Orion star cluster. There's the Pleiadian star cluster. And you mentioned that in a certain period of time, there will be 200,000 people on the moon. Well, I'm going to tell you, maybe that's going to be true. But Jonah, there are already people on the moon.
No, Mars. There's people on the moon.
The moon and the Mars. They're already there. Maybe not 200,000, but they're already there, buddy.
The thing is, guys, there's already interdimensional, like there's interstellar travel is real.
Yes.
Reincarnation is real. Imagine we're living on the Truman Show. It's one big video game, but the best part is, I mean, when you die, you don't die. Just be a good soul. That's what we're here for. This is my last time reincarnating. And like I said, I'm an ascended master. I healed myself. And I came back to deliver this message. I don't care what you describe to. You want to call me Jonah of Nineveh? I don't care. Like literally, I'm just the messenger to wake up the 144 to tell them. I came out 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, as an alien. Nobody came to lock me up. I'm not crazy. Here's the thing. I walked last week 3 days, 20 miles each, 3 different days. I walked 20 miles. I'm in the best shape of my life, 41 years old, and I'm in the best shape mentally. I challenge anybody. And I want what this is really about. I am taking up for the people that have been gaslit and literally we've been treated so bad here. And it's not about that. We want answers from the government. We want real change.
Yes.
We want to open healing centers. The visions I've had told me we're going to open 7,000 healing centers to help humanity awaken.
Okay, now
it's not that big of a deal.
Now we're going to move away from all this real rugged talk. No, now let's move to the good and the positive things that has happened since your TikTok has blown out of this world. Let's talk about now the positive people. I'm talking about people with money. People with money, folks. Hold on, Joe. People with money that has contacted you. And some of the people, and you don't have to name names, but some of these people are offering you land. They're offering you all kind of resources. Without putting people's names out there, talk about the support that you've gotten from from just coming out and saying, "Listen, I'm a starseed, and I have been visited on numerous occasions."
So let me dial it back. So how do I know I'm a starseed? I've been visited by guides 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
That literally. They told me, I've been chosen for this mission. I'm just the messenger. Yes, I was born on Earth, but my conscience is not from here. That's a hard concept. But I was energetically visited, so that's how I know I'm a starseed. Yes. So, and I'm sorry, repeat that.
No, I mean, no. I mean, my thing was, we've spent a lot of time on, just sort of the nuts and bolts of this thing, and let's move to some of the lighter topics, some of the successes that you've had.
So many. I've had doctors, lawyers, entertainers. I've had people that say, "Man, I don't know who you are, but I rock with you because I like your energy." When I go on live, I get 100 to 500 people on my live. Because I'm all about raising everybody's vibration. Listen, man, as somebody who was a broken man, I've made every mistake you've made. Listen, I've been black, I've been white, I've been fat, I've been skinny, I've been rich, I've been poor. I've made every mistake that you have. But I'm you, and people see a healed man that wants to help the world. I don't want anything from anybody. But for the people who want to help, we're starting a collective. We're literally starting nonprofits to help humanity. The government has to give us answers. We've been toyed with our entire lives. They energetically manipulate us. They use sound frequencies to manipulate us. How many of you guys' left ear been ringing? How many of you guys been getting headaches? How many of you guys been running into X's? How many of you guys been seeing repeating numbers? It's not a coincidence. We're not trying to convince you anymore.
Speak, Jonah.
Either.
Speak.
We're not trying to convince you. It's just, these are ascension symptoms. You're being upgraded. In the future, I want to tell people something really quick too, because yes, I've had rappers, I've had people, I mean, so many
famous
big
rappers,
accounts.
and I've seen them in your inbox. Yeah, famous rappers.
I mean, it's a real thing. I'm not debating anybody anymore, and I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I don't care if I die. I know what the truth is, and we're going to live our truth. I know there are famous starseeds out there, and I hope they see this. I had a very hard life, okay? That's just it. I still cry 2 to 3 days a week. I'm an empath. I'm a healed empath. But I ask this question, do we ever fully heal? Maybe. But you get in a good enough place, and that's where we want to get people. You have to go through your childhood trauma. You have to heal. If we collectively heal as a whole, and we can break the matrix. The matrix is a construct built off of fear. They've been dividing us our entire lives, from sports to religion. Like, it's literally our whole lives is one big con game, shell game, and we've had enough. So
Jonah,
the people reaching out want real change. And I know this is coming. We're going to change the world. But I'm 41 years old, and I had a hard life, but I'm happy now. I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire life. And collectively, if starseeds and light workers unite, we're going to heal the world. This is going to be the great 2000. If you subscribe to the fact that life repeats itself, 100 years ago, we had the pandemic, and then we had the roaring 20s. 2022 is going to be, so many people are going to meet their soulmates. So many people are going to ascend to 5D. This is the greatest time in the history of being alive. That's what people need to understand.
Let's get to Erica. Erica Williams says, all day, ringing is more frequently.
Yes.
You know, and she's going through an upgrade. But, you know, Jonah, you mentioned something that's really, really real, because I've researched it, and I know the sound waves that are used by certain entities within our government that have these secret agencies. They're manipulation tools. They've used them for a number of not years, but centuries here on this earth, and they sort of move us in a certain direction. They change our moods. They have us doing certain things, and we won't get deep into that, because what I want to do, I want to move now to tell people how they can follow you and start to look at all the information that you provide. Give people your platforms, and then after that, we're going to talk about, you know, what you do for a living, and talk about your businesses. But give people where they can find you at, so that they can, you know, follow you.
So you can find my TikTok. It's the period book period of period Jonah, the Book of Jonah. My Instagram is Book of Jonah, and my store Instagram is elefante.cbd, and my Facebook is Jonah Rogers, and I just started a YouTube. I'm going to be interviewing starseeds.
Yes.
I have collected here. By the way, I have so many interviews on my phone. We are breaking the biggest conspiracy known to man. Guys, we have to break this system. It's time to break the matrix. I want to do my job. I want to do the assignment, and I'm out. Like, I want to do my duty and get out of here.
So but I mean, I'm not a starseed, but can I come on the show? I mean, I want to make sure I'm be okay.
Yes. No, you are 100%. We are going, like, this is, I'm not going to call myself a spiritual Joe Rogan, but this is my passion, man. I find when you ascend to your highest levels, I find no joy in sports. I don't find joy in the earthly things anymore. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm single. It's the first time in my life I finally love myself. So those are my platforms, my space.
Say it one more time, Jonah. Say it one more time.
It's book.of.jonah on Instagram. My TikTok is the.book.of.jonah. By the way, let me pause for 1 second. If you don't subscribe to anything I say, or wow, he's delusional, or what, just go to my TikTok. Look at the posts in the comments. Guys, doctors, lawyers, attorneys, we all had the same dreams. People are wanting to donate land. We're going to open an ESPN campus, but basically that's for spirituality. That's the mission. We want to teach this. We want a space for influencers and creators to create content, create apps. We want to do awakenings. We want to do festivals. We want to heal people in real time and show you it's not that scary. You have to heal. If we want to ascend all the way. We have to do this. I'm here to complete my mission, and that's it.
But let's slow it down. Let's talk about the ESPN type campus. And you and I spent a lot of time talking about these healing chambers and using light to heal.
Right
now, Jonah, people may say, well, what is he talking about using light? Well, Dr. Michelle Bonilla came on this show, on the third show, and she talked about using light to heal in her practice. And so she's a bona fide doctor who has been in this for a long time, and she has light therapy as a service. But these light healing chambers, how do they work?
So you have light healing chambers, you have sound. There's so many different effective ways. We can get you off opiates. We can get you off antidepressants.
Yes.
Guys, everything you need is on this earth. And it's not that you have to you don't need anything from a doctor. And I'm going to say this. Doctors are legal drug dealers. They keep you prescribed. And I'm not going to say all doctors are bad. It's not like that. But we have things. And with light and sound, we know for sure sound frequencies. When you're hearing you're hearing your ear ringing, it's a good thing. You're getting upgraded with downloads.
Well, Jose says it's true. The government and certain people use lower octaves to hurt you and dampen your abilities and your mood and energy so that you cannot resonate. What do you think about that?
What do you think about the Manchurian Candidate? If you don't know look up the Manchurian Candidate. Guys, we've been getting manipulated our whole lives. Anything that's good for us, they take away. Anything that's, the government wants their crops and they want their stuff being pushed. We're getting played. We've been conned our entire lives, and we've had enough. I've had enough. Before I leave this earth, my voice will be heard. I don't care if I'm living. Here's the cool thing about, since I've been in this life cycle, I've been a millionaire. I've had all these things happen. I've been homeless 3 times. I've died 3 times. Guess what? I'm still here. There's nothing that they can do to me that they've already done. I love life. We're healed, and that's how we're going to help humanity.
And Major 121, and I picked this one because it's absolutely right. Crystal light therapy for chakra alignment. That is exactly what a lot of what a lot of Reiki energy masters, Reiki masters use. They use crystal healing, and they use chakra alignment methods to clear energy in your body. And people understand this. Your body is a powerful, powerful energy system. And sometimes energy flow is blocked, and you have to be realigned. And these aren't pie in the sky concepts. Reiki healing energy has been used for thousands of years. Do your research. Thousands of years. And what Jonah's talking about is his vision is to open multiple energy healing centers, light sound healing chambers all across the U.S. And Jonah, you have people that already want to give you land. Talk about that.
So I've met some of the thing. Here's what I want to say really quick.
Sure.
This thing about, like, a lot of us were forced to go to church when I was young, and I'm not talking about religion. Everybody has a path to happiness and enlightenment. It wasn't my way. I want to say the spiritual community is the most open and giving community ever. We're starting a charity that for people who want to donate. This isn't just for Star Season light workers. We're tired, man. We're tired of being here. A lot of us know we weren't here. A lot of us that didn't fit in, that know we're not from Earth, that look up at the stars and the moon every night saying, where am I supposed to be? A lot of us know this is our time. And so what I want to do is we want to have an event on 12/21 where I can have some influencers, and just a local event, because the bigger event we want to do on 2/22 next year for all Star Seeds and light workers to unite. Bigger picture, I'm looking for strategic partners that want to turn my store into a healing center as a model store on what it should be. I'm a very energetic being. I can heal anyone, even with my hands. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but we have things that can help accelerate that path, because nobody wants to process childhood trauma. That's not fun.
And Jonah, you said something that was very, very key. To reach and to have a spiritual awakening, you have to go all the way back to your childhood. Jonah, those are the same techniques that regression therapists, I mean, people who are doing this at a professional level, those are the same techniques they use when they regress you. They get back to the childhood and they make you understand that forgiveness is the key. And once you can forgive at the childhood level, at the level where you start to feel maybe some abuse or you start to feel guilty about things, then you're able to then use this information and move it and or regress into another lifetime to get information to help you have the awakening that you need. Now, I want to move back to your location. Tell people about your store and where is it located, and talk about the event one more time and the goal for transforming this store. But let's talk about what you do right now so people can come in and support you.
So I'm going to be honest right now. I have Elefante CBD. We do have Delta 8 and some other stuff, but because the laws were getting a little squirrely, right now I'm all in on this, on spirituality. This is my life.
Sure.
And I'm offering, I'm going to be offering spiritual stuff. We're starting a nonprofit because this is a movement. For a lot of us that are tired of sitting around, that are tired of all of this, my store's here in Webster, Texas. I'm 5 minutes from NASA, where the conspiracy started. I'm 5 minutes from NASA, by the way.
What's that address?
But my address is 20710 Gulf Freeway, suite number 46, Webster, Texas, 77598. I'm your guy. Clear Lake, no, the Pebble. But at my store, I have Himalayan crystal salt lamps. By the way, you can get healing. You can get consults. I literally want to heal the entire world. I'm a high vibrational being. I'm a healed soul. I'm a wounded warrior, and I love everybody. And when I go live on my TikTok, people feel my energy because I'm genuine. I put it out there. Like, we've all done things we aren't proud of. Here's a big message I want to give.
Yes.
It's never too late to become the best version of yourself. I was a broken man 3 years ago. I was laid up. You see my arm, I still can't use a fork after 12 surgeries. I mean, come on. But it doesn't matter. You can still become the best. Everything happens to you for a reason. And here's a concept that I want to leave people with. And everything you chose, it's your path. This is your life. You chose this before you came. We incarnated here to help civilization. You chose the hardest path. If you're hearing this, you passed. We made it. This is our time. This is the greatest awakening in the history of mankind. We have to help, man. We know the planet's in trouble. That's what this is about. This movement is about changing the world. How do you change the world, Jason? It starts with you. Heal you. Eliminate all negativity in your life. Turn off the news. Stop going to bars, drinking and smoking cigarettes. We all did it. We've all been worldly. Everything's done. Everybody's done something they're not proud of. But it's never too late to change. We got to heal. I want to heal everybody, but I also want to be around high vibrational beings.
Let's go. Yes, empaths use that as well, because empaths, we can see emotions, auras, and energy. But you have to be able to differentiate, as empaths and Reikis use master acolytes. Now let's go right here to Lauren. I recently have had a calling to learn Reiki spontaneously, and I have never experienced it before. Lauren, I'm telling you right now, Reiki is an absolutely wonderful experience. My sister is in Reiki 1 right now. She's studying to become a Reiki practitioner, and it is absolutely a fabulous way to learn how to heal yourself and be able to harness energy that is already beamed in to the earth to heal others. But, we've been going for about an hour, and I know that, I like to try to keep it at an hour, but is there, do you have a last, any last statement or anything you want to tell the audience?
Yes. I want to look in this camera with this elephant in the background, and I want to tell you, to all my friends and family, I love you. We did it. We graduated. We had to go through some hard times. Mm-hmm. I know we hurt each other throughout the past. It's all forgiven. We're all healed. I'm a new man. I'm never, ever, ever going to go back to the old Jonah Dwayne Rogers. I had to heal. For those of you I say this every time I go live. If you dated me in my past, I'm sorry. I was not a healed soul. I want to change the world. There's nothing that, like, I literally am giving myself for the rest of my life. It's not about me anymore. It's never been about me. I love everybody. I'm going to keep producing content because this message has to get out. Starseeds are real. There's so many famous ones. And one of the things that I want to say really quick.
Yes.
I always like to do this when I end my lives. Who are the famous starseeds that I think? There's actually some that I know. Kanye West, Calling You. And a lot of people say he's dark. But I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people play the both sides. Lady Gaga, Elijah Wood, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kevin Hart, The Weeknd, Drake. If you see beings that are high vibrational, people that are different, people that stand out, if your ears are ringing, if you're seeing repeating numbers, all of these things are signs of awakening. You've done it. Now you need to know the next steps. We're about to have a 12-step program being released for awakening. We're starting nonprofits. This movement is going on. I'm not shutting up. I'm going live every single day until and by the way, the last thing I want to say, unless you have any more questions, is even though we're spiritual, it doesn't mean we don't cuss. It doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. I'm vaccinated. I'm not scared of anything. Don't let people fool you that are switch-siders or fear-mongers. Stay away from fear. Fear is a construct.
All right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what happened right there.
You see that? They cut me off.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move you to the back room, Jonah, but this was very, 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 very interesting, to say the least. Pleiadian starseeds have been with us for centuries. And we just have to understand, we have to understand that there are people out there that really, really have experienced differences from what we've experienced, or speaking of some of you in the audience. But it's very, very enlightening to listen to everyone and to understand everyone's perspective. And that's why I do this show. But I want to thank you for being with us tonight. And you can always find me at www.jasonmedlock.com. And you can log on to YouTube and type in I'm Woke to subscribe. We have one more show, and that will be next Tuesday. That will be the finale. It'll be 13 shows for season 1, and we're excited about that. My contributors, Tosca Medlock and Tereska Medlock and Latasha Carroll, will be back next Tuesday to speak about all the guests that we've had, to talk about different things that we've tried in spirituality, and to talk about experiences that we've gone through and how we've grown from them. That will be next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But until then, I am happy that you joined us tonight, and we really appreciate you, and good night.